Alright, we're rolling. What up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. We're gonna do Grimslingers today.
Unboxing.
Yeah, randomly picked this up at a store near us.
Dragon.
Wandering Dragon?
Yep.
Yeah, so check it out. I guess this game is from 2017.
Yeah.
Grimslingers, designed and illustrated by Stephen S. Gibson. We've never played it. I saw there was a couple of reviews already, so we'll give it a shot. It's got a versus mode, 15 to 30 minutes, 2 to 6 players, or a co-op mode. Let's see if that, there we go. Co-op, 60 to 90 minutes with 1 to 4 players. I did cheat a little bit, so I checked out some reviews already, and basically the versus mode is going to help prepare you to the campaign mode.
Got it.
So apparently when you fight the monsters, you kind of do the same thing when you do the versus mode. You want to give that an open?
Uh-huh.
Let's see what's inside. We're going old school on our setup here with the cameras and the microphone. So we'll probably get some dog if we're lucky in the background. Give me that nasty stuff. What have we got in there? Now let's switch the cameras. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, put it on this one.
Right. I'm like, why is it
Yeah. Go ahead, open it up. Let's see what we got. The artwork is awesome. I really like the artwork. Let's see, we got the, oh, there we go. There's Chevy in the background. You can hear him scratching on the door to get at us. We got this story booklet, Valley of Death. I really love the artwork here. A little bit of sci-fi. Oh, you know what? Let's read the back.
Western.
Let's read the back. It says, a strategic Western sci-fi fantasy themed card game. Grimslingers features 2 different modes of play, versus and co-op. In versus, players will go head-to-head in teams or free-for-all using a wide selection of spells, items, and abilities. In co-op, players will work together through a narrative campaign composed of 4 60 to 90 minute play sessions, battling strange creatures, overcoming intense challenges, collecting loot, gaining levels, and exploring the Forgotten West. It's pretty cool. We got this story booklet. Ooh, this is cool. This artwork is amazing. So we have this dinosaur / antlered creature with a bunch of runes. Actually, it's probably better if I show it in this camera. If I switch back to the, so now we're going old school here. Take a look at that. That's pretty awesome.
And it's signed right there.
And on the other side appears to be a map. So put that there. So there's the map. It's got some interesting things. This is apparently the 3rd edition. So this is the 3rd run of this. Well, they probably fixed a lot of errors from the first one. So we've got the rule book, which pretty thick rule book. How many pages we got here? We got about 42 pages. And just skipping to the end here, and I saw this at the game store as well, there's an expansion already, Grimslingers in the Northern Territory. So that'll be cool to check out later when we get going on this thing. What do we got here? So we've got several banks of cards. No idea what that is. Another bank of cards. No idea what that is. We got a lot of cards. There's these cards. No clue. There's nothing. Oh wait, we have energy tracker, health tracker. I have no idea. All right, what else we got?
Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed, sure. Target cards. There's a lot of different cards here. And then whatever that can be. We also have a meeple token. Yeah, that's what these little wooden tokens are called. They're called meeples. And then we got a die. And that's the end of our box. Whoa, I heard something in here. A little silicone thing. Silica. Silicone. Alright, that's the end of our box. Oh, of course, we got a vacuum going on upstairs, so that's fun.
Yep.
So, enjoy the vacuum and enjoy my microphone that'll pick it all up. So, let's first take a look at these directions, see what we got. Alright. So, we got all of our components. Introduction. In a land beyond God's reckoning. I should read it in a Western voice.
Okay.
In a land beyond God's reckoning is a place called the Forgotten West. A cursed land of sorts in the American frontier. Housing the damned, the mysterious, the unfortunate. You ended up there. God knows why, and you sure ain't leaving anytime soon. The Iron Witch, a downright mysterious being, has turned you into a Grimslinger, a powerful witch imbued with metal, machine, and fancy elemental powers. Now your maker's requiring all his newly sired to duel each other so that he can make y'all into witches, proper for his own purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Alright, Grimslingers contains 2 game modes. Versus player PvP for 2 to 6 players. Solo, co-op. Oh, you can play solo and solo or co-op. Players are expected to learn the basics of the game by playing a few versus mode duels before heading out to the Forgotten West on their solo or co-op adventure. Okay, so we got to do a versus mode first. Alright, versus mode. Who knows what that machine man... Wait. That's the wrong voice here. We gotta get in the right frame of mind here. Who knows what that machine man... This is like cringy. The so-called Iron Witch saw on your despicable hide. Perhaps it was your quick wits. Maybe your devilish good looks. Ha! Doubt that last one very much. Ah, well, you're here now, so best get good or die trying. Yeah. Alright, wake up, Grimslinger. It's about time you made yourself useful to me. First off, you need to learn a thing. I like this tutorial mode. I feel like I'm in a video game already.
Yeah.
First off, you need to learn a thing or two before I send you into the fray. You'll likely die regardless, so, okay. Cool. Thanks for the vote of confidence there. But at least this way you'll have a small chance to not be totally useless. I've assigned you an anima. Okay. A companion that will be vital to your survival. It'll teach you what you need to know, so pay attention. Will it tell me when to jump? Or when to press X for Sean? Anyway. Master. Anima is so happy to finally meet Master. What shall we do first? Let's braid each other's hair. Wait. Anima does not have hair. Or hands. Let's gossip about all the other Grimslingers. Hee hee. Alright, this game is just getting a little weird for my liking here. Anima, are your circuits fried? Time is of the essence, and I don't want to have to scrap the both of you. Alright. Is this your first time playing? Yeah, it sure is. Don't sweat it, Master. Learning new things can be exciting. And hard. Anima is here to make sure your journey into the Grimslinger curse. Life is as easy as making apple pie. Is apple pie easy to make? Well, as easy as eating apple pie. Unless one has no mouth, but Master does. So, what was Anima talking about again? Clearly, the robot is a child. Anima is this robot thing. Okay. Alright. It is recommended that you only learn the most basic portion of the game before tackling the more advanced aspects. So there's an advancing on this. Alright, we'll go easy mode. Begin by dueling with only spells and your anima, and then Add in items and archetypes as you see fit. It is easier to learn the game playing 1v1 duel first, before moving on to multiplayer. We recommend first-timers navigate the rulebook as follows. Number 1. Review important abbreviations and terminology on page 6. And then examine the most common type of action cards. Spell cards on page 7. 2. Skip ahead to learning about how to track your hit points, or HP and EP, and how your anima can help you in a duel. Page 11 and 12. Skip to versus setup on page 15, ignoring the item deck and scavenge field for now. Learn the difference between discard versus deactivate. There's a lot going on here. Read the versus duel on page 18 in its entirety, and then start blasting each other to bits. If you still feel lost, or prefer to have someone explain the game to you, there are a series of tutorials by the designer, Stephen Gibson, that cover every aspect of the game. That sounds to me like this is going to get complicated.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Not interested in the versus mode and want to jump right into the campaign? Go ahead. Not recommended. Okay. Alright, so what's recommended here then? Well, we have this card layout. Maybe we should lay out the cards first so we can understand what the cards are.
So
what cards are what.
Open this.
So let's get this all opened up and see what we got here, because there's all sorts of stuff going on. I feel like we should look for these animas. I don't know. Well, let's just open it up and see what we got. And we'll take the story booklet. So we're not going to do this Valley of Death story just yet. We'll save that for after a versus mode. And I guess we probably won't need this map, I'm guessing. So let's get that out of here. So we'll just lay out these cards. There's a lot of cards here. And these... There's like items, like Aether Shard, Ancient Spell Tablet. These cards look really cool. So I'm just gonna put a couple out here. Like, they look really neat. Yeah, there's all sorts of weird stuff going on here. I don't know what these things are though. Are they items? I guess they're items. Aether Shard. Is that number 12? Ah, there's 77 items. Okay, so maybe these are the items. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The artwork is so cool on these. Flask of whiskey, that's kind of nice.
Oh, flask. Wait, I didn't see it.
Got a jug. The jug of boiled water.
Finally.
2.
Okay. So there's like dead, strong, gigantic. I'm pretty sure like these make your character better. Hoarding, plague, quick, sleeping, starving, undead, weak, anomaly, calm before the storm, death from above, dreamer of dreams, behemoth becoming, meteor shower, sandstorm, Storms a brewing. Yeah. I'm gonna open this next one.
So, I'm trying to find these anima cards. I feel like we're probably going to need that. Maybe I should have you open these and I'll just keep moving on with the instructions. Alright. So, let's start with number 1. It says review important abbreviations and terminology on page 6. Alright, and then examine the most common type of action cards, spell cards, on page 7. Okay, so abbreviations and terminology. There are a few abbreviations you should familiarize yourself with in order to better understand what is written in this rule book and on the cards within this game. Don't worry about memorizing each one. So DNC, draw number cards. This refers to randomly drawing a card from the number deck and is primarily used in the tall tales portion of the game. If multiple players must DNC for a card's event effects, they are required to reshuffle the number deck before another player draws. Easy enough. DMG is damage. DMG dealt reduces HP, so I'm assuming that's hit points, by the same amount. Unless a card states that it does DMG, its effects, FX, are not considered to be damage. For example, reduce target's hit point to 1 is not damage. EP is energy points. Both player and monster EP are tracked using an energy tracker and are spent or reduced as a result of action cards or tall tale events. FX is effects. The FX of an action card includes any text written in its FX section. HP is health points. Player and monster HP are tracked using a health tracker, are reduced by taking DMG and occasionally other FX. Resolve. This refers to applying a card's FX to its targets. Resolve is also a term used when completing event cards and other parts of the tall tale. Roll. This is an instruction for players to roll the dice. Deactivate on use. Cards that state deactivate on use will be deactivated instead of being discarded when they are used. Unresolved. Any card that has been played and turned face up, revealed, but has not been resolved. NV, numerical value, is any number written as a numeral typographically as opposed to written out as a word. For example, 3 is considered a numerical value, but 3, and it's showing it spelled out 3, is not. This does not apply to the numerical values of listed roll or DNC possibilities. Okay, example 1. If you play a card with an FX that states 2 DMG to any 2 foes of your choosing, along with a combined card that says +1 to the NV of the FX of any spell this card is played with, it would result in dealing 3 damage, I got it. Okay, easy. Alright, next. So we did that on page 6, then examine the most common type of action cards, spell cards, on page 7. Alright, there's 2 types of action cards available to a Grimslinger, spells and items. We're going to look at spells. Spell cards. Master, it is important that you understand how vital spells are to your continued existence as a Grimslinger. If you do not learn to use them wisely, you will have been a terrible waste of our Creator's time. What with all the cutting you open and filling you full of magic. Alright. There are 6 elements. Fire, water, earth, wind, ice, and lightning. Element spells are the only cards that contain a weakness banner. Do we have those?
I thought this was open.
So we've got element spells, I guess. Alright. Element spells are the only cards that contain a weakness banner, which shows what elements have an advantage over one another. Holy moly, there's all sorts of stuff going on with this game. Okay, so let's see. So this is it. Alright, let's take a look. So we got,
Wait, I'm gonna throw all this trash away.
sounds good. We got fire. Here, just give it to me. We'll put it right here. No problem, no. Nobody will know. We'll stuff it in the corner. Alright, so we got wind. See if I can get that to go on camera. Come on. Come on. You can die. There we go. Wind. Lost it. Come on. Focus. You can do it. The power is within you. Focus. It will not focus. Wind. 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 Come focus and do. Yeah, whatever. Well, wind says. You can try. You can try and stick it in there. Wind beats fire. Ice beats wind. And then target takes 1 damage and must randomly deactivate 3 active cards. Okay, that's wind. And there's 6 of them, right? Is that what it says? 6. There's wind. There's fire, water. These are different though. There's all sorts. There's barrier, bloodlust. Hey, look at that. They got all sorts of things on them. So if you put that back in the camera.
Oh.
Focus on the top. Take a look at the top. So the top where it says wind.
Mm-hmm. Wind beats fire.
Wind. So the top is the title. Then there's a weakness. It says wind beats fire, ice beats wind. So that's the weakness banner. Then the third part. The third part is the banner on the bottom. Keep going down. Alright, so that's the effects section. These are special effects that happen when playing this card. And then there's a resolution number on the bottom. So that number 9 is a resolution number. When cards are revealed, this number is referenced to determine in what order they are resolved. Element spells all have a resolution number of 9, but other spells will have a variation. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, so like this one, it says Bloodlust is a 5. So, target. Okay, so that one has a single target. Target, this states who this card targets. It is either self, team, all foes, or single target. Unless otherwise stated on the card, if a card targets team, it also targets self.
Mm-hmm.
So, element spells work differently than other cards you may play in that they have special interactions with each other. The easiest way to understand these relationships is to think of the elements as 2 variations of rock, paper, scissors.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so water beats earth, earth beats lightning, lightning beats water. Whereas ice beats wind, wind beats fire, fire beats ice. Okay, so there's like 2 different groupings. As shown, each element is weak to one and strong to another. However, if an element is neither weak nor strong to another, it is considered neutral. The following details how these relationships matter. Weak. If your element is weak to your target's unresolved element, your element will be discarded without doing any damage or other effects. Neutral. If your element is neutral towards your target's element, both elements will resolve normally. Strong. If your element is strong against your target's unresolved element, their element will be discarded without doing any damage or other effects. Note. Elemental strength and weakness is only determined when a card resolves. If your target played an element strong to yours, but that card is resolved or otherwise discarded before your card resolves, then you won't have to deal with the elemental weakness.
I'm seeing how far this can go without being fuzzy.
Holy moly, there's tons of stuff going on in this game. Okay. There are 2 element spells in the core game that are unlike the others. Light, here, show this one, and dark. These are powerful spells, typically only used at specific times during solo co-op mode by enemies. They are not to be used by players in that mode. Experienced players may choose to add the light and dark elements to the signature spell deck before beginning. If you own the latest collector's card pack,
Should I show dark?
I think we're good. So that was number 1. So we had to learn about spells. So now let's skip ahead to learning about how to track your HP and your hit health points and what was the EP? Energy points?
Yeah.
On page 11. And how your anima can help you in a duel. Alright, skipping to page 11. Alright. 11. Alright. HP, EP trackers, and animas. I'll make sure to keep track of Master's vitals. Tip. Bleeding out of every orifice equals bad. Players will use their Grimslinger portrait card to track their health points. Okay. So that's the Grimslinger portrait card if you want to show that. I don't even know if we can find one. So I think these are spells. These are like targeting things. These, I think I'm starting to get a sense of what this is. These are items.
I thought these were items too. Like.
There might be because I don't think I had all the items.
Yeah, and it has the same
and
backing.
it has spells too, right? It also has some spells.
Yeah, so it's like a combination of spells and items.
I'm just gonna mix them. I don't know what I'm doing. I might be messing everything up. So these are trackers. So there's this tracker, and then I have no idea what that is. These look like to be the animas.
Yeah.
So there's all these different types of animas. Oh wait, look at, here's the dudes. Here's the Grimslingers. There's all sorts of different ones. That's cool. The artwork on this is awesome. You should show those in the camera. Those are pretty cool. I have a feeling that this has to do with monsters. These are level trackers. So there's level trackers. There's here's the health trackers. I don't see the EP trackers though. Level tracker. These are like regular cards. Like, look at that.
I'm just trying to get this to not fuzz.
Alright. I feel like we're actually getting somewhere. Oh wait. These are the monsters. And here's the energy tracker. I found the energy tracker. I think these are the monsters. These guys here. So we probably won't need these cards. Wow. There is a lot going on here, guys. I hope that this isn't confusing to you, but we are going through as much as we can here. So, let's see here. What do we got? We got players will use their Grimslinger portrait card to track their health points by placing their portrait card on top of a health tracker. Oh, I see. So you do this. So you take that. So let's see if we can get that in like that, and then give me a guy.
Okay.
Are they the same on
Wait,
your
I
side?
think I know.
Whoa, wait, they're not the same on every side. But, yeah, so you just like stick it there like, oh, I've got 10. And what does it say? Looking forward to your funeral, friend, whatever. Okay.
The last one is, oh please, I let you win.
Alright. When a player takes damage or gains health, they will adjust their HP by sliding their portrait card up or down on the health tracker. Likewise, players will use their anima card to track their energy. Where did I find that? Where were those energy ones? Was it this? No. No, I saw this and I thought it was an energy tracker. I didn't see the energy ones. Somewhere in here is the energy stuff. Did you see energy stuff?
Oh, yeesh. What is oh, I think it might be this.
Wait, what's this? Wait, it might be this. No, that's a level
I think
tracker.
it's this.
No, it's gonna look like this, like. Oh, I know. It's
This?
these. Yeah, that's what it is. It's that thing. So those are the energies. So this one here is the energy, and you use your anima, one of these dudes, to track your energy.
Oh, so that's why it said in the thing, I can track your energy.
Mm-hmm. When dueling without archetypes, Grimslingers start with... Okay, so when dueling without an archetype, you start with 8 energy points, but may go up to a max of 10 via healing or otherwise throughout the course of the duel. When playing with archetypes, the archetype card will set new amounts for you to start with. Okay, now the anima abilities. Huh? What? Oh, yes. Anima can do things. Anima does many things besides cracking wise and being adorable. Most of what Anima does, Master will never understand. But Anima does do a few things that Master's tiny brain is able to comprehend. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Well, cool. Reload. Pay 3 EP to take 4 spells of your choice back from your discard pile. This is the only way to get spells back into your hand if they've been discarded. Does it actually say that on here? Come on. It says search for this turn +1. Oh, so it has its different abilities on here. So each one of these... Wait, no. This one looks the same. Oh, wait, it just depends. This one says flip it over. There's like a...
Illuminati.
I think there's a blue one and a red. Oh, so look at happy, sad. Let me know the show. Happy. Focus, happy. And let's flip it. Angry. Angry. Happy. Anyway,
Now,
so we're all happy.
wait.
So
there's happy, and then angry.
So reload. Pay 3 EP. So you see how it says the cost on it on the blue side? It says reload. Put 4 discarded spells back in your hand. Cost 3 EP. And then there's purge. Discard up to 2 spells and gain 1 EP.
That's interesting.
And then there's surge. That's the other side when you flip it over. When you're bad boy, you have a surge. Deactivate 3 spell cards and flip your anima card over to surge. While surged, the next spell you play that turn will gain +1 numerical values NV to its effects. Note, your anima surge ability mentions a face-off. This is a feature of the Versus Duel that existed in the 1st and 2nd edition of Grimslingers, but has been removed. Don't worry, surge is still very useful. Oh, so that...
I think mine's... Nope, mine is different.
Search for this turn, +1 to the NV of the FX for the next spell you play. Also, ignore the first card that causes you to exhaust if you are in a face-off. That's removed. No longer is that allowed. Apparently. Okay, so we did that. Now what? Skip to the versus. Oh wait. Okay, so we learned how to track the anima. We learned and the EPs. We learned about the Grimslingers and the HPs. We learned about spells. Now we have to learn
Abbreviations.
the versus setup. Ignoring the item deck and scavenge field for now. So let's skip to the versus setup on page 15. Selecting a Grimslinger, anima, and archetype. Are we choosing an archetype? I think it says... Versus setup. Selecting a Grimslinger, Anima, and archetype. Players may freely pick the Grimslinger or Anima cards they wish to use. If two players would like to use the same Grimslinger or Anima, roll and give the cards the highest roll. If playing with archetypes, I don't think we're doing that. Character space. Players should arrange their character space as shown below. So we have targeting cards are only used when playing a duel with 3+ players. So we don't use targeting cards. Okay, so let's kind of set these aside. Alright, what Grimslinger do you want? I'll let you pick.
Okay. Or should we do it random?
Just pick one.
Okay, I'll do this guy.
Okay, he's got a fancy mustache. And I will pick... The artwork is really cool on these. I think I'm gonna go with this dude. He just looks pretty OP. Yeah, definitely going with that guy. He just wants to kill something. So, I'm going with that guy. So we're gonna go ahead and put these. Now you have to pick an Anima. So go ahead and pick an Anima. Sounds like Anima, which is bad. Here, well, I'll pick one. I'll pick, hey, you know what? He's got a similar hat. I'll pick this guy.
Illuminati.
Because he's got a hat like me. Right? So, set your HP and EP. When not using archetypes, each player sets their Grimslinger to 8 HP and 8 EP.
I'm gonna pick this guy.
Okay. He's the one who is making those nasty voices. During the course of the duel, players may go up to a max of 10. Okay. So I'm going to try and move some of these cards out of here. Alright, so target cards. I think these are all the target ones. It said to ignore these target cards. You only use these when you are playing with 3 or more. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the target cards. And I don't think we're going to need these items. So I'm going to remove these. And I don't know about this. You've got a health tracker. So I'll remove the extra health trackers. I need one of these energy trackers. So I'll set that. Alright. What are these? These are level trackers. I don't think we need these. What's this? I think these are monsters, so these are skill cards. Skill cards, and I have no creature modifiers. I think this all has to do with the campaign. And I don't know what this is. These are... Oh, I think this is the archetypes. So we don't need those. I don't think we need these. Are these the... Yeah, right. No. These are the extra Grimslingers. And these are the extra animes. Animos. Alright. Now it says to set your thing up. Well, I'll try and set mine up so it's so we can see it, so you can see it. That way we can get it all on the cam. So we get 8. We're setting up with 8 hit points. And my number 8 says, what does my number 8 say? It says, well, I guess that's only if you're hurting me, so I'm not going to worry about what number 8 says. So that's where we start. So
we start 8 health.
Mm-hmm. And the anima starts at 8 EP. I will destroy you.
I will destroy you.
You should set yours up turned
More.
like that, probably.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I guess we could set it up like this, just so it looked like we were more versing.
Oh, I see.
But we could set it up, well, yeah, I think it's better this way.
Yeah.
That way you can clearly see that my guy is destroying your guy. It'll be more
Yeah.
clear.
Looking forward to seeing your guys' funeral.
Okay. So now what do we do?
Are you supposed to be at 8 or 7?
8. Okay, so it says so page 15, the versus setup, ignoring the item deck and the scavenge field. Okay. There is no limit to the number of cards you can hold in your hand while playing versus mode. The tall tale section of the rules will discuss hand limit in the co-op campaign. Hands should be kept secret from other players not on your team in versus mode.
Mm-hmm.
Deal each player their set of 6 element spells. Okay, so you get one of each. So you're going to get an earth, and I'm going to get an earth.
I thought we were supposed to do it like this.
No, we each get a set. We each know what we're each getting a set of this. A fire. You get a fire. Because it's like rock, paper, scissors, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to get a lightning. You're going to get a lightning.
So it's like we're playing rock, paper, scissors.
Ice. Ice. Water. Water. Wind. Wind. And these are the signature spells. There are 24 signature spells which form the signature spell deck. Before a duel begins, players must draft signature spells. There are 2 ways that signature spells can be drafted. Okay, I assume that's these spells. So let me count them out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I should note that these cards are nice and thick, so they feel really good in my hand. So, anyhow, there's 24 of these spells. So these are these like interesting ones. Before a duel begins, players must draft signature spells. There are 2 ways they can be drafted. A hidden draft. Shuffle all the signature spells and deal 4 at random to each player. Players must choose 2 to add to their hand, and then must return the rest to the deck. Or a pass draft. Shuffle all the signature spells together and deal 3 at random to each player. Each player selects one of the 3 spells and then passes the remaining 2 to the other player. So it's kind of like a draft in Magic almost.
Mm-hmm. Magic.
Okay, so let's just do it the first way, the hidden draft. So I'm going to deal 4 to you, 4 to me, and we get to choose 2 of those. And then we return the rest. So here's your 4. Here's my 4. You get to look at them and choose 2. Right? 2. I'm just going to randomly grab 2 because I don't know what any of this stuff does. I don't know what's good yet. So I'm going to take 2. I'll mix it in with these guys. I now have my 8. So now you should have, after you pick your 2, you'll have 8 total spells. 6 of your element, 2 signature spells.
Wait, where do you put these?
The 2 that you pick?
No, the 2 that you don't keep.
Alright, so you take these. Those are yours. Alright. Target cards. Skip this if we're playing 1v1, so we don't use target cards. Alright. Shuffle the number deck and place it in the center of play of the play space. Do the same with all the signature spell cards players did not choose. Aha, so let's make a space in the middle. So move your guys back a little bit. Actually, I want to keep them all in the cam, so let's just make sure we have space in the middle. If you need to move your guys down a little bit, you can do that. Like right here. Alright, these are the number cards. They're like playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll shuffle these up. These cards are pretty interesting. The number cards look like this. So kind of like a regular deck, but it's not a full deck.
Mm-hmm.
There's not that many of these. So we'll put this here, and then the rest of this signature spells we're going to also put in the middle. So shuffle the number deck and place in the center of the play space. Do the same with the signature spell cards players did not choose. Place the 6-sided die next to these 2 decks as well. Alright, so we'll do it like this. We'll set this up right in the middle. Alright. We're going to skip the item deck and scavenge field because we're playing in noob mode. Alright. Learn the difference between discard and deactivate on page 17. Alright. After a card is used, it will generally end up in one of 2 piles. Discard. So discarded, unless otherwise stated in the effects, action cards are discarded after use. Discarded items go to a common item discard pile, while discarded spells go to a player's personal discarded pile. The only way to get discarded cards back is to use your Anima's Reload ability, which only allows you to get spells back. Note, you only have to have the top card of your discard pile showing, but always your most recent spell played. In versus mode, this puts the onus on your opponents to keep track of what spells you have already played. So, does that make sense? So you only show the top card, so make sure your discard pile is nice and neat because you don't want the other person to see what you've played already, except for that top spell.
Got it.
Alright, deactivated cards are on hold and cannot be used, but not quite discarded. They must be kept sideways and face down in a separate pile. During the standoff phase, you may use your 1 standoff action to reactivate deactivated cards. Deduct 3 energy points and return 5 cards of your choice from your deactivated pile. Action cards can be deactivated as a result of many things, some of which are a card's effects, the Anima Surge ability, or certain story moments during the Tall Tale. Okay. Next, read the versus duel on page 18 in its entirety and then start blasting each other into bits. Okay. Last part, and then we can blast each other to bits.
Awesome.
Oh my god, but it's a long spot here. All right, a versus duel. How do we do it? A versus duel is made up of turns that repeat until someone or a team emerges victorious. Each turn consists of 3 phases: standoff, draw, and aftermath. At the end of each aftermath phase, if a player's HP reaches 0 and they cannot immediately restore it with a card or ability, they are defeated and removed from the duel. A player or team wins when all players have been defeated. Got it? Mm-hmm. Alright, free-for-all. We're just doing... Nope, that's 2 plus players. 2.
Yeah, free-for-all.
Oh. Free-for-all. 2 plus players. This is your standard every man, woman, and or creature for themselves type of duel for those who want to throw down and hold their own. Victory condition. Eliminate all opponents by bringing their HP to 0 and be the last Grimslinger standing. Estimated duration, we'll see. 20 minutes for a 1v1, plus 10 minutes per additional player added to that. So it should only take 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. We should start a timer. That would be kind of interesting. And see, I have a timer. Alright, starting a duel. Players roll to determine who gets the first player token. There's a token? What? Where's this token? What token? I mean, we can use the meeple.
I was thinking, like, is a meeple token?
I don't know about any tokens. I didn't see any tokens, but we can use the meeple. Whatever. The highest wins, reroll ties. First player token is it says it right here in the next sentence. The first player token is the red meeple that came with the game. Derp derp. The first player token will be used to determine the order in which players take their actions within the standoff phase. The order in which cards with the same RN will resolve, and any other time there's a conflict of 2 or more players trying to do something at the same time. Player starts with the first player, then proceeds clockwise. Set each player starting HP and EP to 8 unless playing with archetype cards. Blah. The following is the order of operation for resolving a single turn of a versus duel, the standoff phase. So, during standoff, a player may take a single action during each standoff phase. The player with the first player token takes their one standoff action, declaring it out loud. Players proceed taking their standoff actions one at a time. So everyone does a standoff action. Below is a list of options players can do for their one standoff action. Sacrifice health. So you can sacrifice HP to get more EP. Mm-hmm. 1-to-1. So you can sacrifice 2 or 3 or 4 to get more.
Got it.
Action card. Play and resolve one standoff type action card. Anima ability. Use, reload, purge, or surge. Scavenge. Take one of the available items from the scavenge field. We don't have that. If that item is a standard passive type, you must deduct 1 EP. We're not using scavenge, so we don't have that. Reactivate. Deduct 3 energy points to return 5 deactivated cards to your hand. Okay. When all players have finished their standoff action, the standoff phase ends. Then the draw phase. Step 1, aim. Skip if playing a 1v1 duel. Okay. Step 2, fire. Oh, because we're just going to fire at each other. You don't have to target somebody. So, step 2, fire. Starting with the first player and then going clockwise in turn order, each player now chooses an action card and places it face down. Combine type items let you play 2 action cards. If you must or want to pass, do not play an action card on your turn. Instead, declare you're passing. If you do that, you gain 2 energy points and pick up your target card. Once everyone has chosen an action or passed, all players must shout, draw. Then players will reveal their cards at the same time. So we reveal at the same time our card.
Like at the end?
Once everyone's ready, once everyone has chosen an action card or passed, then everyone goes, draw, and you flip over your card. So like, draw. Draw. You need more westerns. Anyhow, this marks the end of the draw phase. Continue to the aftermath phase. All right, the aftermath phase. Check RN. That's the resolution number on the bottom of the card. Players must first check every card's resolution number. The card with the lowest RN will resolve first, followed by the card with the next highest RN, and so on. Do you have the same RN as someone else? If 2 or more cards have the same RN, they will be resolved clockwise from the first player marker. Resolve your card. When it is time for you to resolve your card, follow the steps below. Note that at the time your card resolves, all other cards must have not yet resolved are considered unresolved. Does your card have EP cost? That's in the corner here. Some of those spells have something in the corner. When resolving your cards, you must first pay an energy cost before resolving the card's effects. If you do not have enough energy to pay the card's cost, you must deduct what EP you do have and then deactivate the card you played. Apply your card's effects. Apply any of the effects listed on the card. Did you play an element spell? Element spells have additional rules to follow which involve element weakness, neutrality, and strengths. Discard your action cards once they've been resolved unless the card states to deactivate it on use or to not discard it. If your card says do not discard, return it to your hand. The turn ends, all players have finished resolving their action cards. If victory conditions have not been met, pass the first player token clockwise. Okay. So, here's just an example if you want to take a look at this. So Walter is this guy. He's ready to go all in and defeat his opponent. Caitlin, during the standoff phase, Walter uses his Anima Surge ability, deactivating 3 cards in order to empower the lightning spell he is going to... So he's deactivating 3 cards. If he deactivates 3 cards, what does the surge do? Well, that surge, if he deactivates 3 cards, he gets +1 to the numerical value of his lightning. So he's making his lightning stronger by doing surge. Blah,
I
blah.
thought it wasn't allowed.
It is. The last part of the surge isn't allowed.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a shot. Let's try, shall we? Okay, let's try. So we're both at 8, and I'm going to take a look. So let's roll the dice to see who goes first. 2. 4. We didn't even roll it in camera. So I'm going to get the first person. Here. All right. So the first thing is the standoff phase. So a player may take a single action during each standoff phase. The player with the first player token takes their one standoff action, declaring it out loud. Then players proceed taking theirs. So you can either sacrifice health. I'm not going to do that. An action card. Play and resolve one standoff type action card. What is a standoff type action card? That's what I want to know. What is the standoff type action card? What does that mean?
Should I have these two? The signature ones?
I don't know what they mean by a standoff type action card. So, let me just see if it's in any of this, like, Alright, standoff type action card. I think that we don't have any of those in this 1v1, is my guess, unless something says standoff type. So, I don't think I have anything that says standoff type. So we can do...
the special ones, standoff type?
I don't know. But, well, these are just spells, so... Alright. So... Alright, so basically, unless we can do like an anima ability. So I'm not gonna do...
You know the signature things? What those are standoff?
I don't think they are. I think they're just regular spells. Unless I think a standoff type would actually say to be used in standoff or something like that. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. Maybe the signature cards, maybe it says something in the type of cards, type of items, standard. Ah, yes, there's type of items. Standoff can only be used during the standoff phase. So they're items. Make sense?
Wait, so items
There's types of items and there's a standoff. Can only be used during the standoff phase. I think that's what it's talking about.
Okay.
Because signature spells... Yeah. Okay. So... I'm not going to do anything for my standoff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do anything for standoff?
What do you do in standoff?
So you can sacrifice health you can sacrifice health points for energy points.
Mm-hmm.
You can do an action card, which you probably don't have any, right?
Yeah.
An anima ability.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna do stand-up.
Okay. So the next one is draw phase. Draw. So we can fire something at each other. So you put that card face down. Alright, I got mine.
So just do this.
No. These are just here. You play a card.
Oh.
By draw, I mean.
Okay.
Draw!
Okay.
So you're gonna cast a spell against me, I'm gonna cast a spell against you. Alright, you're all set.
Mhm.
Alright, now we go into flip it. Ice. And I did lightning.
Lightning beats everything.
Lightning beats water. Earth beats lightning. So
But it's not light.
so we both of our these don't do anything to each other. There's no weaknesses, so they're neutral. So they both have an effect. So let's resolve. So mine is a 9 and yours is a 9. The RN. So check RN. Players must first check every card's RN number. The card with the lowest RN will resolve first, followed by the card with the highest RN. So we're both a 9. So if 2 or more cards have the same RN, they will be resolved clockwise from the first player. So mine will go first. So mine, lightning says target takes 3 damage but gains 1 EP.
How's my hair? Good.
Alright, and you gain 1 EP.
Mhm. Okay, and then you take 2 damage and must deduct 2 EP.
Oh. Okay.
A little 2-2 action.
So that puts me at 6. 'Tis but a scratch. Alright. So these stay in our discard pile. Okay? Gats it.
Yep.
So I'm at 6 and 6. This is my discard pile. Alright. Okay, so this now goes to you. And now maybe it makes more sense for the standoff phase. So you can do your standoff first. So, for instance, like with some of your anima abilities, you know, are like returning cards from your discard or whatever. So, or doing different things. So.
Got it.
But you don't have to do anything. Or you can sacrifice HP for EP, blah, blah, blah.
I'm not getting anything for standoff.
Okay. I'm not either. So we can now fire.
What happened? How did you get this guy to become mad?
You just flip it over and do the surge.
Oh. I thought you had to make him mad, like take away an energy.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Draw!
Same.
Oh, same. Wow. I guess I'll take two. We both take 2 damage and we both gain 2 HP. So this kind of washes each other out.
Wait, I don't get it. You take 2 damage, but then you gain 2 HP, so it's like it does nothing.
Yeah,
Right?
they washed each other out. So that did nothing.
Okay.
Alright. Interesting.
So, are you gonna not do standoff?
Um, yeah, I'm not going to do a standoff.
Same. Okay.
Okay. What do you got?
Draw.
Fire! Ooh, water and wind.
Oh, so nothing.
So we
Oh,
both hurt each other?
Yeah.
Alright, mine resolves first. So you take 2 damage and you gain 2 energy. So you're at 10 energy, but you take 2 damage. So you're at 3. Yikes. And yours does. Target takes 1 damage and must randomly deactivate 3 active cards. Oh.
But you have none because it's only like items, right?
What's that?
It's only items.
I think it's
cards.
these.
Oh.
I think. Must randomly deactivate. Deactivated cards are on hold and cannot be used but not quite discarded. They must be kept sideways and face down. During the standoff phase, you may use your 1 standoff action to reactivate deactivated cards. Deduct 3. Oh, it's these. So I would have to deactivate these. And I have to
You
use
only have
energy
3, right?
I only have 3 and I would have to use energy to get them back.
Okay.
So those are deactivated and turned sideways. Okay. So this goes to you.
I'm gonna pass on the standoff.
I'm also going to pass on the standoff.
Okay. Draw.
I used a special one.
Uh-huh.
So, alright, but yours resolves first. Fire. Target takes 2 damage and must randomly discard 1 active card.
There are no active cards. Unless that counts as active.
See, it says discard. I think these count as active.
But they're deactivated. So
It says discard though. Discard 1 active card.
Oh, your hand. I thought you were talking about these.
active card is any card in your hand. So that last one was randomly deactivate 3 active cards. So these, so it would be randomly 3 would get deactivated. So just, I know I played that one already, but just take 3. See, that makes it more, you're not supposed to know what they are. See, that kind of makes it more horrible because I only have 1 card.
Yeah.
And then you did this one, which is randomly discard 1 active card. I only have 1. So now I'm in a situation.
Now you're gonna actually do something and stand off. And you take 2 damage.
Which puts me at 3. My card now is going to resolve, and it says roll and do that amount in damage to all foes. I have to pay 1 energy to use this card.
That makes sense.
I will also take that damage minus 2. So what I need, how much? You have 3? I need to roll a 3 or higher.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Here we go.
Is it like Magic where you can play instants?
No. It's a 3! You're dead. And
but in the thing
I
it
take
said
2, so
you're
I'm
dead.
done.
In the thing, like it said, you're dead unless you have any like healing items.
Let's see. If your HP reaches 0 before it is your card's turn to resolve, that card will be deactivated instead of resolving. The turn ends when all players have finished resolving their action cards. If victory conditions have not been met, pass the first player token clockwise. No, you don't have anything. There's nothing you can do.
Dang it.
I win.
Should have done Bloodlust.
What does that do? Bloodlust. Any damage done to you this turn, even if it is blocked or negated, will be added to the next card you play. The next card that you play that does damage. You would still take damage though.
No, but any damage done to you this turn.
Yeah. So you would, let's say you had more life left and you were still alive after this, then the damage I did to you would be then added to the damage you do back. Alright, well that was pretty fun. What do you think? What do you think?
It was pretty fun.
It was hard to like figure out how to learn it, but I think
Yeah.
after we do another run, we'll do a couple runs and just kind of figure it out a little bit better. Do it without having to actually keep looking at the directions.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a better idea. The standoff thing is kind of weird, but I see now, it was weird in the beginning, but then after you like destroyed all my cards, then it was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to need those cards. So it made sense that I would have to do a standoff thing. And it probably makes even more sense when you have like items and archetypes. There's probably a lot more stuff to think about. But so far it was okay.
Mm-hmm. But this is only the basic version.
This is super basic, 1v1, super basic, but not bad. We'll do it again.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks for watching us and Kegs Guild. If you did, we'll throw this out on YouTube. Grimslinger, we'll be playing this. This is our what is this? This is our December game. Since we'll do a game a month. This is our December game. We'll play this all throughout December, and we'll either YouTube it, live stream it, both, whatever. Sound good?
Yep.
Kapla.